Latisha Powell is my name. Playing basketball when I was in year 7. I think I tried out in year 7. And I think the environment at the time is very much male dominated. So there wasn't much females. But I just enjoyed it. So, and I had a coach at the time. Coach, he refs right now. His name's Tony Grant. He's my first coach. He's great. But he was very militant. So I think that made it better. I think both, because there's not a lot of room for, how do I say this? I'm gonna say lele, because that's all I know. Yeah. Lele sort of behaviors with basketball, especially back then. It was very aggressive, very, you either have it or you don't. So with him, it was easy for me to understand, because of that's where he's from, where I'm from, how my parents are, where he's brought up. They all make sense to me. So being militant is okay for me. I do. There was basketball trials. I wasn't gonna go, but I think I went because I just wanted to go, see what it was like. And he picked everyone that could make a layup without too much difficulty. If you understood the mechanics, then you could make the team, is why I thought he picked me. So I made a layup and I said, okay. And he said, come back. And I said, okay. And then I just went under his wing. We had morning practices, which is what I liked because I'm a morning person. So I think it was 7 o'clock practices, but that wasn't until later on. Because of obviously I would be, how old are you in year 7?
About 11, 12.
Yeah, I'm not going outside at that time. So that was later on, but I just attended. There wasn't a girls' team, I don't think. I don't remember. No, there was a girls' team, and there was 2 of my other friends that we were very much the same, so netball wasn't cutting it. It just wasn't, I couldn't do anything. You just run and jump, and you couldn't really show you in netball. You just have to do what they say. But in basketball, you can show you. Yes, so it was in year 10, we went to Greenhouse basketball camp in the summer, and it was just great. There was actual basketball players there. So before that, there was just people that played basketball. But we went to the camp, it was basketball players, and I was like, okay, there's a difference. So we went there. It was, again, my 2 friends. We went there, and then they started to talk about, yeah, I play for so-and-so, I play for so-and-so. And I was like, I didn't even know there was clubs. I thought it was just school teams. So yeah, that was the first introduction. And then I heard about London Thunder. Well, they were Lucian Thunder at the time. So I went there. It was we were the first under 16 girls for Lucian Thunder. It was a bad season for many years. But that was okay. That was okay. It builds character. If you play basketball, that's like every bad game, every bad training session, you're gonna say, I don't want to come back. But you always come, well, if it's for you, you always come back, because that bad training session or that bad game, there's always something for you to improve on. So you need to go and work on that if you actually love the game. But I couldn't pinpoint an actual moment. I think there was many, because I wasn't great. And I was playing a position I didn't want to play.
What position was that?
The post. Nobody wants to be in the post. Nobody wants to be in the post. But because I was the tallest girl, they just told me to grab rebounds, but I was just like, well, you can't really see me in my head. Not that I'm flashy, but you're not using me. Well, you are using me, but not how I want to be used. I would say, oh, it's a bit contradictory, this one. I'd say don't always listen to your coach, because especially if, oh, this sounds really negative. That sounds so negative. I'd probably say more to her, but the first one would be don't listen to, just, yeah, you don't have to listen to your coach sometimes. In respect of, if you feel that you can give more, then you should show more. So then the coach can believe that you are more than what he thinks you are. So I'd say that to her. And I would say, maybe apologize to your parents, because they might not understand how much you love basketball. They might just think, be rebellious. But it's actually good for you. So maybe give them a bit more leeway in understanding what your passion is. I'd say that to her. And then I'd say get in the park more. Because outside of training, when no one's looking at you, is actually where you develop yourself. So then you could take it back to training and be ahead of everyone else. So from 16, from under 16s, it was a terrible season. As I said, it was terrible in a sense that we didn't win one game because we didn't have a chance, because we're new to basketball. We're a new team, we were new players. There wasn't anyone to carry us. Even the coach, I think, probably was a bit new. So everyone was just learning. That happened for 2 seasons, which is okay because we improved, we just didn't win the game. And then there was a really, really, really bad game. And this is probably where I contemplated, maybe it's not for me. And it was against Haringey Angels. They were very good. They had some players. They had some very good players. Some very, very good players that I don't know, they probably started when they were in the boom. So we played them and we got beat by 100. And that's okay. It was embarrassing, but it was okay. Because you're at another level than we are, so what did you really expect? But then, so yeah, that's a moment I thought, maybe not for me. I don't remember the question. We then faced them again, which for me was a personal thing, because that wasn't about to happen again. And it didn't. We didn't win. We didn't win. No, we didn't win. We was going to lose that game. It's fine. Because not everyone on the team was on the same level, and not everyone on the team has the same mindset, which is fine. But I personally had to go off in a certain way in that game. Not on their level yet, but enough for their coach to approach me. And that was a win for me. Because you see something that is good enough to be on their team. So I said, okay, well, I won that game. That game. Yeah. And then after that, we went on to Harris Beckenham. Was the first basketball academy. It was linked to Lewisham Thunder. Steve Bucknell was the head coach. So we went over there. It was a mixed school. We was the first girls. So I've always been around a male dominant area or environment. We had some players. It wasn't really established. Didn't really get much coverage. So we had to do what we had to do. But again, training with boys was better than training with girls, because they push you to a level that the girls can't. And you compete against boys, which is not a normal thing. So again, it makes you better. And then we went to Final Fours. I don't remember if it was the first year or second year. We went to Final Fours. We didn't win, unfortunately. But we got to experience it was in Nottingham, so we got to experience that. It was great. It was all right. It was great, all right. I don't really remember much of college. That's not good. It was hard. Okay. Training every single day was very hard. It was an academy. So we had training every day. Do we have it twice a day? Again, I don't remember. But it was very hard. We had S&C on Mondays with someone called Ryan. And Ryan was tough. There was people throwing up left, right and centre. But the philosophy of our coaches was, even if you're not the best skilled, you have to be able to run for 40 minutes and longer. And if you're able to run for 40 minutes and longer, you can outrun everyone that's even better than you, and then eventually get the result. So we had to be physically fit and train like professionals. So that was good. In hindsight, yes, I did. At the moment, no. No, I didn't. But if it was going to get me better, then I'm going to do it. So from college, I went to uni on a scholarship in London. It was all right.
Oh, okay.
It was okay. I mean, it was good achievement, but I mean, it is what it is. It was good. It wasn't a uni that... No, let me stop being negative. It's very negative. It's not good. The competition level is very different outside of London. So you go to London, you have that competition. We played National League, yada, yada, yada. You go to uni outside of London, and there's, again, people that play basketball and people that play basketball. I was with people that play basketball. They went to the open day and they could bounce a ball, so they can do. But then I must say our team was okay. Our team was good. We had a lot of height. Me coming from London, having the basketball background, obviously I was one of the main people there, which was a great feeling, I must say. I played through there. We won the Bucks championship. I played for Royal Holloway. We won the Bucks championships cup, whatever they call it. Yeah. Then we won the Lussell for, I think, 3 years, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we won all of it, but I could be wrong, I don't remember. First year freshman or whatever you call it, and then second and third year I was women's captain for both years, which was great. And then I went on to play, during playing for them, I also was scouted by Goldhawks, which was down the road. They were all right. And then I finished uni and played local league because I was working. So I had a lot of work commitments that couldn't make any national league. So I played local league for Westminster Warriors. I was all right. And then I went back home to London Thunder, and I've been there ever since. Now I've joined Bexley Tigers, and it's a very exciting pathway because there's a lot of growth here and there's a lot of room for me to make an impact, which I like. And the players I'm hoping bring in my sort of, because I don't see it often anymore, how I was taught basketball is very much different now. But I think an aspect of how I was taught is very important because you can't be too soft. You have to be somewhat militant to create dominant players instead of soft players. So I can give that back to the youths, keep that in them, because it helps you in your personal life. For people that, I don't know, may want to pick on you or don't agree with you, you can stand on your own 2 feet and make a difference. I would say I've been coaching for a while because I coached at uni as well, but my first season was with London Thunder. I coached Division 2 women's for 2 years and gained a lot of experience, I'd say.
Okay. So what do you think is the most important for a coach or for you?
As a coach, I think you have to be a mixture because you meet so many different people on your journey, and you have to be able to, if you don't meet all of them at the same level, at least meet some of them halfway, or, you know, I don't really know how I'm saying that. We have to be able to connect in certain ways, and that's across different borders with discipline, creativity. Yes, I do, because I believe to understand something, you have to live it to the best of your ability, because you can know basketball, but there's a difference because it's not just textbook, it's not just the physical, it's the emotional. And because I've experienced it, I can analyze a certain kid and be able to pinpoint certain things to give them the correct advice because of my background. Well, This is the best part. I believe communication is key. I believe that you actually have to enjoy the sport on the same level in a team. You have to be on some sort of, on the same page at least. You can't be on the other page, because what it may mean to one person, it could be, for example, it could be someone's passion, but on the same team it can be someone that plays basketball for fun. I don't think the two are going to be, they're not going to be great together. But I think communication is very important. We must understand how you feel. Your teammates need to understand how you feel. You need to be vocal. And then I think commitment needs to coincide with communication, because there needs to be, well, you need to commit. If you say you're going to do something, just do it. Because if it's not for yourself, it's for somebody else. So that's going to make a successful team. It was the kids. It was the under 16 girls, actually. I walked into a session and everyone was smiling. Everyone was laughing with each other. They worked hard, and they also paid respects to people off the court. And I thought, wow, this is a good, they've already got the foundation, so you can only go up, really. I think watching whoever I'm coaching, watching them grow into the player that I believe, and Bexley Tigers believe, that they can be, and seeing your work come to fruition through a player, I think is the best thing. So that's the most exciting thing. 1 or 2 years established. Success would be if I'm coaching a team, or when I'm coaching a team, for them to have a solid foundation. I think that would be success for me, if I can get them to a place where everyone is on the same page in terms of basics and play development in terms of characteristics. If everyone's on the same page and we have a strong foundation, I think that's success over the next 2 years. Just basketball. If I get it, if I get downtime, if I get downtime, it would be nice.
You want me to skip?
I can't lie, I just play basketball. If I'm not playing, I'm reffing. If I'm not reffing, I'm tabling. If I'm not tabling, I'm watching. Kobe, obviously, because he's a GOAT. Diana Taurasi, because she's the GOAT, female version of Kobe. And then I'd actually sit down with Jordan. I think I have a few questions for him.
Why would you invite those?
Because they're all pinnacles of the sport, and they've all made a huge impact on how you should be as an athlete, not just in basketball, I think.